Well, actually, material science is a very important issue in terms of developing new batteries. What also is very important is the search for new ways of making photovoltaic cells and new materials and getting higher efficiency. That's extremely important. And new optical systems to increase the efficiency of solar thermal plants. I can go on with a number of things. In the far future, looking for room temperature superconductors and understanding how they work and developing them would be a fantastic thing for a smart grid, because it would save so much energy in using conductors which don't have any resistance whatsoever. In the long term, research on developing nuclear fusion, basically reproducing what happens in the sun in a controlled fashion, and using fuels that come from the ocean. The ocean has an enormous amount of deuterium, and it's there for extraction, and that can be used and fused together to make an enormous amount of energy. But that's probably many decades off. It's a very, very difficult project, but it will. I'm quite sure it'll be done, and I think by in the latter part of this century, we will see plants of that kind producing enormous amounts of energy for human society. Also perfecting and developing better nuclear plants. So that involves all kinds of things, issues in nuclear physics, issues in all kinds of various engineering problems, many of which require additional research to develop new types of reactors. So there's a whole range of research that is going on to actually improve energy production, make it more efficient, try to get energy from renewable sources, and of course there are the whole issue of biofuels, which have been discussed. For example, there are groups trying to develop algae which will actually produce oil that can be used in diesel engines. And so there are all kinds of things, and of course there's all kinds of genetic engineering going on in terms of trying to produce new types of plants that will be very effective for biofuels. So there's a whole range of things going on, and it's both applied research, basic research. All these types of research are needed. Engineering research. All are very, very important. Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. See, part of the problem has been that the price of oil would go up, and all of a sudden people say, we need new sources of energy. Let's invest. They start investing, governments would start investing, and the price of oil would drop. They say, well, it's not going to be commercially viable to continue this. Even if you just find out how to do it commercially, it will not be competitive in cost. But now you see there are two aspects. One is cost, and the second is global warming. The price of oil is inevitably going to go up because we're having more and more people using petroleum for various things, and the reserves are going down. So it's inevitable that the price will go up. The other thing is we become aware of the fact that fossil fuels are not good for the planet, and we've got to stop using them. So that's another reason that you have to develop these things. So on the one hand, I say it's going to be used more because of the growing populations and also the aspirations of the developing countries. I mean, after all, India has well over 1 billion people, and the Tata Motor Company was going to make an automobile for $2,500. Now, can you imagine having hundreds of millions of more automobiles on the road because of these inexpensive automobiles, each of them burning gasoline? Economists have looked at that, and they say to pay off to society after a number of years in terms of investment and research can be anywhere from 25 to 75% per year after a number of years, because technology has a way of expanding itself. It's like when you ask the question, how much did AT&T invest in developing the transistor? A certain amount of money. How much is the transistor bringing in today in terms of microchips all over the world? In terms of all kinds of technology. It's enormous. And so that's the kind of thing that happens. And I think the government also has to probably, in a certain sense, provide capitalization for certain industries too, because certain industries, to get them off the ground, they may not be profitable for quite a while, but they're absolutely necessary. And the government should, at that point, step in to get them started. Not to control them, and not to run them, but to get them started.